So today we're talking about the white peach scale, some different types of crops that they can affect, and also some ecological management strategies that we might be able to use just on a basic level to help control this pest and keep it in balance. So here we have the white peach scale. It can go by some other names as well, like the mulberry scale, which is another type of tree that it can affect. The Latin name for this insect is Pseudoula caspis pentagona. So we have these small white insects that basically just about like adhere themselves to various parts of certain plants, right? Especially the trunks of trees or saplings. And it can really kind of have a weird look to it, right? It kind of looks like someone took a towel and like wrapped it around the trunk of the tree. And then it may also appear on some other parts of plants like branches, fruits, things like that. This particular species of white peach scale is not native to North America. It comes from Asia, that kind of region of the world, and it has been naturalized in many areas around the world, including, of course, North America. This insect is also polyphagus, right? That means it feeds on a wide variety of botanical specimens, right? A bunch of different trees, vines, and plants, and it can feed on over 100 odd species of plants, and it may even be way more than that even too, because who knows, with like, we know some plants that has been documented to consume or be a pest for, but there may also be some other plants out there that we have yet to realize that this pest also goes after. So that's a possibility as well. Usually there are 2 to 4 generations per year of this particular pest insect. It depends on your climate, right? If you have a longer growing season, you're gonna have more generations each year. This insect, while it can feed on well over 100 species of botanical specimens, it may actually need certain species to be able to successfully complete its development, right? Even though it may use other plants as a host, it may require certain species to complete its development. So what types of plants are affected, right? So a lot of crops in the rose family, so especially when we talk about trees, like the Prunus genus, right? So we can talk about peaches, cherries, plums, pears. Those types of trees are going to be likely to be affected, right? Thus the name white peach scale. And then also various species of mulberries can be affected too, and figs, which are relatives of mulberries, right? And this can also be called like the mulberry scale. At least that's a name that I've gone by because I see it a lot on mulberry trees. And then this plant can also affect other species as well, like kiwis, and I have seen them on occasion on staghorn sumac, right? Because of course in my garden I have a lot of staghorn sumac growing in various areas, but they tend to not be so huge on the sumac, but once in a while I'll see a sumac trunk that has a bunch of peach scale on it. What are some beneficial insects that can work to keep this pest insect in check, right? So of course we have the lacewings. Lacewings can go after aphids as well. We have gall midges, and then we also have this parasitoid wasp called the incarcia wasp. We have the two-spotted lady beetles. We have some other lady beetles as well, different species like the Chilochorus. And then we also have the Azotus insect, the Aprostocetus wasp, the Aphetus wasp. From my own experience, I have had white peach scale to be a challenge in my garden. Not that it's a direct challenge, but it's just that they do seem to cover a lot of the mulberry trees that are on my landscape. Not that I'm actually actively trying to grow the trees as a crop, but they just kind of pop up here and there as kind of like a weed tree type thing. But I do find these insects on those trunks quite often, right? And I do have some of these beneficial insects. I've only seen one lacewing once in my garden this year. So there's definitely a lot of room for improvement between the lacewings and ladybugs. I've seen a bunch of ladybugs, but having the correct species and all of that and enough numbers of those species might be really critical. It might just be something that I have yet to attain on my landscape. So this white peach scale is definitely one thing that I kind of continue to monitor, right? And kind of see if I can ever find any insects actively eating these white peach scale insects on my landscape. So I feel like I have a lot more to learn about this moving forward. That's just kind of the cool thing about it, you know? Right, and this scale insect isn't really going to attack most crops that I grow, because most of them are annual plants in like different, you know, plant families and stuff. So it's kind of a pest insect that I can kind of monitor and not have to worry about huge crop losses, you know, and just kind of see if, you know, and maintaining some populations of these peach scales to see if, you know, if I can cultivate a good healthy predator insect population, to see if or how that balances things out. So thank you so much for checking out this video on the white peach scale. So now we know a little bit more about what these insects can look like, right? That kind of like snowy appearance on the trunks of some of these plants. But then we also know some different predatory insects that can work to help keep this pest insect in check. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in a future video. Take care.